Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today I have Winter's First Sew the Trends video for you guys today. Alright, so if you're newish to the channel or if you haven't been around, oh my dog's joining me here. If you haven't been around for a bit, come on. There she goes. My partner in crime. If you haven't been around for a bit, I do a lot of Sew the Trends type videos. So what those are just kind of a generalized trend for the season. Sometimes I do a couple in a season, you know, if there's some wildly different ones, and how I'm interpreting that into my own wardrobe. And I usually use like ready-to-wear inspiration on different ways, and we can talk, well, especially for this one, a little bit more about fabric and that sort of thing. Or sometimes it's patterns, you know, just depending on what the trend is. I also like to do Sew the Look videos, although where I've taken a ready-to-wear look and then recreated it. However, I'm going to wait and do, I think, one of those because I am going to do a winter, you know, 10 ready-to-wear looks, winter ready-to-wear looks, and the patterns to make them up, where I do patterns in fabric where you can remake your own, and then actually remake a couple of those and make those Sew the Looks. So you can actually see, you know, the inspiration type of video, and then also here's what it looks like made up. And ideally, I would like to get to where I'm even, how am I recreating this look with just stuff I already have for my closet? So, you know, stuff that I've already made that I can pull, and I think that could be kind of fun too, on just reusing things from your closet, shopping your closet, and that sort of thing, to recreate a look that you love online. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with these type of videos. Let me know if I'm on the right track here with things that you want to see. But today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest winter trends that I would also like to put a caveat. I am not a stylist. I'm not a fashion forecaster. So I, like the rest of you, listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos and all that stuff to determine like what are the season's trends and that sort of thing. So this is all coming and stuff that I can see from, you know, the online shops that I like to look at. But one of the big things this winter is texture, which is a little different than like, you know, some of my Sew the Trends have been like straight-legged pants or, you know, matching sets or whatever, where you're looking at patterns or fabric, whatever. Texture is a little bit more broad. So what I'm seeing in my own like shopping and what I'm being told. So texture is big in that different fabrics. So a lot of solids, but in a lot of simpler shapes maybe, but a lot of different textures working together to make really interesting outfits. So I'm talking like cabled knits you're seeing a lot. You know, matching sets are still in the athleisure. In fact, I shared this outfit in the athleisure video that's from J. Crew, which is cabled knits, the top and the bottom. So yeah, you're seeing a lot of cabled knits. You're seeing a lot of faux leathers and faux suedes, which I'm not sure what order my videos, I'm filming a whole bunch at once, what order things are coming out of. I'm prepping for, I'm doing the Ziggy, Style Arc Ziggy Sew Along, and I'm gonna need like a whole week of focus on that. So I'm trying to, I'm trying to film some videos all at once. So I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but I have been sewing with some stretch suede. Actually, you can kind of see it just, but I have been sewing with some stretch suede, which is also beautiful. We're still, you know, winter velvets are wonderful, corduroys. So I'm talking anything, anything that's like some extra texture. I'm getting ready to work with kind of a rope knit. It's kind of roped looking instead of being ribbed, but rib knits are very in. Waffle knits. I'm wearing an Itch to Stitch faux today, which is obviously a very simple button up like cardigan / top pattern, but I've made this up in a waffle knit, which is just gorgeous. So we're looking for any kind of fabrics that hold a lot of texture. I will link, you know, I will pop pictures up while I'm talking. The fabrics I will link down below, and I'll try and find, you know, Minerva is always a good one because they have great international shipping. I may pop a couple Style Maker on there. I just love Style Maker. It's just my favorite place. And again, I don't get any kickback. And maybe a few other places that I like to shop. Most of the places, I mean, unfortunately, most of them are here in the North America. But anyway, I will pop some links of some things that I can find in these different categories. But a great time to explore some simpler shapes with some texture. Now, I have made a pair of pants, and while they aren't like like, oh, corduroy in the winter. That's, you know, it's that line from Devil Wears Prada where she's like, oh, florals for spring. What does she say? Something about it being like, oh, groundbreaking. I can't remember what the quote is, clearly. But I kind of feel that way with corduroy. But it is such a thing right now. Very simple shapes, but lots of really beautiful texture. Fluffy sweaters. Yeah, just a lot of interesting texture in the solid colors. And what I love most about texture is that it makes it really fun if you're playing around dressing monochromatically. And when I say monochromatically, I'm not meaning black and white. I know some people call that monochrome. I'm talking like if you're looking at a paint stick or a paint swatch for like a paint store, all the colors that are on that one swatch, that's monochromatic. So it's the same color, but different tones, if that makes sense. Or not tone, what's the word I'm looking for? My daughter is in a, taking like the art at high school. Different values? No, different, maybe values. That's different grays, right? Grays, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm thinking that though. Doesn't matter. But it's great because you can get colors that are close, but maybe one's a little darker, one's a little lighter, and dress them up and it makes you look taller, makes you look thinner when you dress all in one color. So it's fun to play around with textures in that sense. And you're seeing textures on the bottoms, you're seeing textures on tops, you're seeing textures everywhere. So I played around actually with 2 textures, and well, 3, I guess. 3 textures with this outfit. So, and we'll talk about the pattern that I actually made here at the end. So I put together, in embracing this trend, I have made myself a pair of itch to stitch Upland trousers, and I've made them in a non-stretch, just your standard corduroy, mid-wale corduroy from Stylemaker. I'll leave the fabric, this specific fabric for this outfit down below. Love this pant pattern so much, and we'll talk more about the pants here in a second. But I've done my corduroy pants, paired it with a cashmere sweater, which even as you're wearing, if you're wearing different textures, just the, I mean, sensuality? I don't know, but just like dressing and having that feel and just feeling glamorous, feeling luxurious, it just has a whole new mindset. And my cashmere sweater was a Christmas gift a couple years ago from Land's End. Land's End, just a crew neck sweater. I've worn it a ton. It needs to be shaved. I do need to get a sweater shaver because it is getting a little pilly like under the arms, but love, I mean, it's such a great piece. I will replace it when it does eventually bite the dust. I will replace it, but with another one. Love it. But I love it with the cashmere. I love it also paired with the multiple gold necklaces. I think that you're getting a lot of like the metallic, like hard texture in there. And I've got some more geometric shapes that are kind of in that necklace. And then I'm kind of showing you a little bit paired with my calfskin leopard booties. I love these things. I got these things on clearance from J. Crew a couple years ago. Like I bought them in the summer for like a ridiculous price. It's a kitten heel, pointed toe. So it's not too high of a heel, so I can wear them a lot longer, but it still has that pointed toe, which makes my leg look longer. So I really love that. And I love a good leopard print. I wear a leopard print like a neutral. But I love that the calf hair, so those are made out of calf hair, so you're also getting like a nice warm texture there too. I mean, I'm basically wearing solid colors. Like I'm wearing a cream top with green pants. The leopard obviously is a print, but you're just seeing a peep of that. And yeah, some necklaces, some gold necklaces. So when you think of it in that terms, it's not anything great, but I felt so good in this outfit. And it's all about the textures. And so I think that's what makes it beautiful. And I'm loving this trend. I think it's so much fun. Easy to pull things from your closet to recreate and, you know, kind of play around with different textures, especially if my closet, I'm getting it more and more to everything in my own color palette, like a big color palette. I had my colors done, and I've talked about that ad nauseum. I apologize, but it makes that I can really easily pull things from my closet because everything kind of goes, because they're all kind of in that same copper spring family, which makes putting things together very, very easy. All right, let's talk about my new pants. All right, so this was the fabric that I grabbed from Stylemaker. Well, she was having a sale and I was shopping the sale right after Christmas. This fabric was not on sale, but I had it in my cart because I knew that I wanted some evergreen corduroy to go with my capsule colors. I'll leave a link up to the video where I talk about my plans for my winter capsule. So you can, I mean, if you're interested in that kind of thing. All right, so the Upland Trousers are by Itch to Stitch. They sit at your natural waist, but they are a faced waistband, as you can see. There's not a waistband, it's just a facing, but it's got all your standard trouser features. So it's got the slash pockets on the side. It has a zip fly with the facing there. I decided, the pattern suggests a button, and on my other pair I've made, I used a button, but I just did a pant hook and eye on there and it works great. Just to keep it a little bit more streamlined. And then in the back, she's got welt pockets, and her instructions are wonderful. I love a good welt pocket, but the way it looks, and that, I just washed these two. They need to be ironed. And my pockets are popping out. Now the pattern actually has little loops that then button to close these up, but my corduroy was so thick and I omitted them. My other pair I did do the little loops with the button and it looked great, but I omitted them on this one. I think I'm okay with that. Now it would keep that pocket from like splaying, like when you're bending and all that kind of stuff, but I'm okay with that. And then there is clear elastic sewn into the top of the waistband there. Well, not waistband, but the top of the pant, just to help keep it shape a little bit, but there isn't elastic in the waistband. Like it isn't, does that make sense? There's like a 1/2 inch of clear elastic just in the top of the seam there, just to keep it from stretching out. So it's there for stabilization, not for like what you would normally put, not for shaping or that sort of thing. I made the straight size 8. And I didn't do anything to the legs. Now, like I didn't shorten the length at all because I knew I wanted, number one, I knew that corduroy would continue to shrink up a little bit more. And number two, I always wanted to wear them really long, but with maybe like something with more of a heel. And so I did not touch the length. Now I did hem them up 2 inches, and I think the pattern only calls for maybe 3/4 of an inch. Maybe 1.5 inches, but I did hem mine up 2 inches, but it's very straight there at the bottom, so it's an easy thing. It folds up really easily. So I have extra length too if I need to pull it out and at any time. So straight size 8, I made no alterations other than that. I kept the rise the same, everything is the same. Oh, I love these pants too with this shirt that I've got on. Aren't those fun colors together? So, the pattern does not call for, oh, the pattern, I did make an alteration, I forgot. I omitted the front dart because I have a full lower belly and I'm at the top of my weight range right now anyway. So I just omitted the dart and added, I think they're 7/8 of an inch wide, the front darts are. So I just added that to the front, to the end of the center front of the waist, the front waistband pieces. And I think that was like perfect. Just to give me that. And then, because I don't need shaping in the front, I'm also very straight through my hips, but so I don't need that for my waist. So I just omitted, I just didn't sew the front darts. I sewed the back darts, but not the front darts. So that's something that you could think about doing as well. So that gave me the extra room I needed in my waist, but I wanted the 8s for the hips and I didn't really want to do any grading. Now I've made these pants before last spring and I did so, it was the pattern test and I made them in a stretch cotton twill. So they were a little bit stretchy and they were a little big on me last spring. So I'm hoping that this spring I'll be able to wear them. They'll be fine, but those do have the front darts in them. So we'll see how I like those actually. But this pattern does not include belt loops, but you could easily just top stitch some belt loops on if you wanted to. And I thought about maybe going back and doing that. I'm just not wearing belts much right now just because my waist is in its fluctuation right now. I'm doing little half tucks and stuff, but I'm not really wearing belts because I find that they can dig into me and stuff throughout the day. Love the faced waistband. It's such an excellent feature. And let's show you the inside of the pants. Okay, so zipper fly. I have used some scraps of Liberty Cotton Lawn that was in my stash. So there's the back pockets. This is an old tie. Ties are cut on the bias, so you can cut strips and use them as bias tape. Finished off the inside of the facing with that, and I just think that's a fun detail. I mean, I only see it when I take my pants on and off, but it makes me happy. And then I use that cotton lawn for the front pockets as well. You could use a matching fabric, but I mean, this worked well. These went together actually really well. Now I sewed the fly in like I normally would sew a fly in, not thinking that this was the fly gets sewn in a little different because of the facing. There's not a waistband at the top, so I did have to unpick and you know, change things up a little bit. But for the most part, everything went together really smoothly, and it all worked out. I did top stitch my hem in place because that doesn't bother me with corduroy, since they're a little more casual because it's a corduroy trouser. And yeah, I had these on just the other day, and I've washed them, obviously. I've just got them out of the wash since they've been made up. I pre-washed my fabric, and they seem to be just, the length is great. So hopefully those stay around. If not, I can drop the hem a little bit because I do dry my pants. Not all of them, but you know, life's too short. I don't have that much room to lay things out. So I know a lot of people line dry their stuff, but anyway, I just roll with it. So yeah, these are my new Upland trousers. I just love these so much. If this is a pattern though that you guys are a little intimidated by, because there are some more a little harder techniques, like with the welt pockets in the back, and the fly goes in a little different because it's a faced waistband and or a faced waist and doesn't have a waistband. But yeah, if it's something, because I'm thinking I might make myself a pair of shorts. I'm thinking for the summer, which would be the same as the pants. You're just making a shorter inseam, obviously. So if that's a sew along that maybe you'd like for the spring or summer, let me know, and I could ask Kenneth, and she's been very kind to allow me to do sew alongs for everything I've requested. So yeah, I could do that for you, just because there are some a little bit trickier details, but I really, really love this trouser pattern. It's very comfortable, and I highly recommend it. Her instructions are wonderful. Even if you have never done a pair of pants this advanced before, maybe not your first, I wouldn't maybe do this for my first pair of pants, but if you've done a pair of pants, even if it's been a very simple pair of pants, try these. Her instructions are great. They're fantastic. She's so good at that, at writing those instructions. But that is it. That is everything that I did to my Uplands. Love these trousers, been wearing them a ton. I also love them over my sneakers. I love them obviously with my calf hair boots. I don't love them as much, my lug-soled Chelsea boots. It's just a little too, I don't know why. I really like the sneaker look, but not so much the lug-sole boot. But yeah, I've been wearing them a ton. I love them. So there you have it, guys. That is how I am interpreting some of the texture trend into my own wardrobe. Again, I'm not sure if you've seen my faux suede items yet, because I don't know what is coming out when, because I'm waiting on dates for pattern releases and that sort of thing. But yeah, play around with this trend. It's so easy to do. It's just about finding some fabric with a little bit of texture. And again, try pairing things, same color family, but just with different texture, and see if you like it. I'm just finding it very flattering, so, and having a lot of fun with that. So yeah, give that a try too as well. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you all again next time. Hope you get some sewing in today or sometime soon. See you soon. Bye.